Hey guys, Fearless StarCraft here again, bringing you the second 1 versus 1 that Banksy sent in to me. This one against Darksteve again. We're here on Scrap Station, which is kind of a shitty map when you're playing against Zerg because of this wide ramp that you can't effectively wall off. And if Darksteve uses that to his advantage, he'd be a genius. Anyway. First game, just quickly recap. Banksy won with pretty standard Colossi gateway unit play. Let's see if this one, I don't know, Darksteve can make a comeback or not. That'd be exciting, you know. Game 3, down to the wire. Pretty intense shit. I'm swearing. Language. Anyway, as I mentioned before, we got some high quality replay here. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. So let's put up this nameplate. Oh, that's not it. There we go. No, maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Banksy vs. Darksteve. Production tab is open. So, pretty standard build order coming off of Banksy right now. Doesn't look like he's doing too much. Checking for the spawning pool, checking for the expansion, all pretty standard stuff Protoss needs to worry about when going up against a Zerg player. Got the Overlord scoping out his opponent's base, and looks like we got pool first and then a hatchery immediately thereafter from Darksteve, which could say roaches, but I don't know. Who knows? With these lower level people, they could be just... I'm not saying lower level is bad. I'm not trying to say that. But I'm saying, who knows? They might just be following some kind of set build order. They might not have any real ideas in mind. Yeah, so I just played a shit ton of 2v2s with Singularity. He's the person that sent in the other replay. It was awesome. We placed bronze at the beginning of the season, and we hadn't actually played it all until today. We went on like a crazy win streak, and we were beating diamonds that went to MIT. So, you know, we're kind of the shit. We're probably going to be masters pretty soon. We're going to get sponsored. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. We played for like 4 hours. In other news, I ate 50 buffalo wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. They were having an, I said this earlier, they were having an all-you-can-eat, you know, buffalo wings for $11 for boneless, which is what we did. And I ate 50. I had another friend that ate 50, and oh, what is this? Looks like he saw the pool first, so he wants to play a bit more defensively because of this big ramp here. Banksy's decided to create a very defensive building placement with a forge, and he's going to try and get some cannons up. He's also placing a very forward pylon, so he could be cannon rushing his opponent's expo, which would be pretty hilarious, and I want to know how Darksteve is going to deal with this. Anyway, back to Buffalo Wild Wings, because that's what's really important right now. Oh, that was beautifully timed. The expo finished. He couldn't expand in time. Did the vision even allow? Yeah, he saw the pylon, so okay. 50 wings. One other friend of mine, he also ate 50 wings, and a couple other friends had like around 30, 32. And yeah, it was great. I don't know, it wasn't like I was super stuffed, but I felt so bloated. That was probably what it was. And I think it was because I was talking with Singularity about this. I had enough sodium for like a week. And I've been drinking water almost non-stop. And yeah. So we go down here, we see Zerglings. That's what Darksteve used, or decided to create. He's, wow, making a lot of Zerglings to take care of this double photon cannon rush play going on right now. He should be able to take that out pretty easily, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, not a problem. Still, I think the damage was done for 400 minerals. We have quite a lot of money spent on Zerglings that could have been used for drones. So if we go to the units tab, yeah, we got Banksy has more probes than Darksteve has drones, which is, you know, It's kind of what you don't want to happen if you're playing as Zerg. So, does he see that? He sees the pilot. He saw that. He must have seen that. So we got a bunch of Zerglings coming in. Looks like he's going to try and gain some map control, but he didn't want to take out this one Zealot and this one Pylon, which is very interesting. We got 5 gates coming up right now. Photon cannon being created to deal with any possible pressure put on by all of these Zerglings, and it looks like they're going to check the expansion. Don't see anything there, and they're going to head into the main. But I don't know. This might do quite a bit of damage. They got a surround on the Zealots. The +1 attack is being researched, but it's not out yet. So yeah, it's. They're checking out the Pylon. They think that'll. Nope. Doesn't. That was the wrong pilot to target, people. Looks like these Zerglings. This is pretty intense. And during this time period, Darksteve has had plenty of time to drone up. But yeah, that attack failed. If we go to the units lost tab, that was pretty ineffective. Killed 1 probe with that entire attack. So bravo to Banksy. Held off that pretty extreme Zergling push. And I mean, he lost a bunch of Zealots, but he kept all of his probes. Looks like he's counterattacking with a bunch. Gosh, I keep repeating the same adjective. A lot of sentries walled off the ramp to take care of any possible reinforcements, and he's harassing the hell out of this expansion. Ooh, it looks like Darksteve's coming out with some Mutalisks as a response to this, though. And looking at what Banksy has, I don't think he's prepared for this at all. The expansion does go down. Broodlings are doing their part, you know, for the swarm. They gotta do something. +1 attack is completed. Only got 1 probe on that geyser, but we go back to the action. Okay, so we worked on some Stalkers. He's taking out those Mutalisks. And yeah, as you can see here, Singularity. Stalkers do a good job taking out Mutalisks. So at this point, you can continue to attack, or you can retreat. If I were in his position, I would definitely try to retreat and take an expansion at this point. He's in a great position to start getting his macro on. But looks like he's going to continue to push, which is, you know, that's a perfectly acceptable option in this case. He's got a pretty good sized army, and his opponent doesn't really have an answer for anything he's doing right now. He's building Zerglings. If you look at the units lost tab, yeah, that's just no good. He's going to abandon his main base in favor of going off and, I don't know, possibly taking the gold. That'd be a possibility. Banksy's warping in some Stalkers to take out any possible retreating enemies and continuing to build up defenses in case any Zerglings come and counterattack while this is happening, a possible base trade. Actually, yeah, he's building them to combat these Mutalisks that are harassing his main base. So the main base goes down for Darksteve, not looking too good for him. He takes the gold. Well, he's attempting to take the gold. If I was in his position, I'd probably call it GG at this point. This is just going to delay the game a bit further, delay his demise a bit further, because, I mean, you look at the minerals. Banksy, besides being supply blocked, he's in a pretty good spot. And Darksteve is not. All he's got to his name are 3 Mutalisks and some drones. And it looks like these Stalkers are going to be able to finish it off. Not too tough to deal with. Yeah, very exciting. So, we get the entire army and Banksy moving down to check the gold. That's what I would do if I was him. So many times Zerg has just taken this without me being able to check. That's why map control is extremely important. Didn't really come down to it in this specific game, but I don't know, the specific game came to down to Banksy doing some pretty tricky play, playing defensively against those Zerglings, getting photon cannons set up at the expansion, transitioning into a 5-gate aggression build. He's got his expansion getting set up. It's a bit late. I mean, kind of pointless at this point in time because Darksteve's definitely already lost the game, but you know. Yeah. Darksteve, that was a tough position to be in. I mean, getting photon cannon rushed at your expansion is always kind of tough. He had to produce a lot more units than he wanted to devoted to that. If I was him, I probably would not have counterattacked. I would have worried about getting my expansion set up and getting it saturated. So at this point, I'm sure Banksy's like, what the hell do I have to do to finish this game? But I mean, when you're playing in a tournament like this, I'm sure Darksteve doesn't want to just lose and quit. He wants to play it out until it's over, and I'm sure I'd feel the same way. All right, this game's pretty much over. So, in other news, I finished my classes at the University of Oregon. My first term there, summer term. I only took 4 credits. For those of you who don't know. Media professions and grammar. I'm pretty sure I got an A in grammar and a B in media professions. Yeah, it was super exciting. So I didn't get that video out on Saturday, but I'm hoping to make up for it, getting out a bunch of videos now. People are sending in videos, super stoked about that. Yeah, better quality. I'm sure I brought up all these points in my previous videos, but everyone wants to hear about it because it's so great. So great. So great. Just check out the APM. Some elite business. Damn. So yeah, up next, I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 that Singularity sent in. 1 base Protoss for the win. To be fair, it's kind of cheesy. I don't. It's not like we got a little conversation going on. I mean, it's not like cheesy, but it's definitely all in to play the way the Banksy was playing right there. Yeah, no GG, just leaves the game. But because of the position you're setting yourself up in, playing off 1 base for so long, virtually mining yourself out before taking the expansion, I would not suggest doing that because, that was not, I did not just skip, like the soundtrack did not skip, but it's not a good position to be in. What if Darksteve had held this off, if he had his expansion saturated fully and he was committing to a real attack, Banksy would have been pretty screwed being on 1 base for so long. It would not have been good. Anyway, coming up next is Singularity's 1 versus 1. I'm pretty excited about that one. That's a longer game, but I'm going to cast it. And I hope that it's as exciting as he says it is. He was pretty excited when he was talking about it, but he didn't spoil anything. So, that's up next. Anyway, in the meantime, take it easy. Fearless StarCraft. Ow.